writers, guys, colleagues of mine, both at TNT and the BBC, they all seem to be sort of edging towards Tyson Fury, and I don't know if because they've really bought into this new, mean, bearded, slightly bigger focus. I haven't seen my wife for 3 months, Tyson Fury, whose legacy's on the line, so this becomes the most important fight of his life. Whether they've bought into that, I don't know. No, I haven't. It's not that I haven't bought into that. It's just that I'm not surprised by it. So I expected Tyson Fury to be quite somber and extremely serious when we landed in Saudi Arabia, and he was everything I've expected. So I've not been as shocked maybe and as influenced maybe as some people, and I've just got a feeling, and you've touched on it, Aaron, there straight away. You can't get to Alexander Usyk. He's had all sorts of training going back 25 years since he was first part of the late Soviet amateur boxing system, and then the Ukrainian Ukrainian amateur boxing system, and they work on psychological strength. So trust me, it's not just climbing up and down mountains, and running with a live cow on your back and stuff like that, which they also do. Trust me, swimming with crocodiles. It's not just that. They do psych evaluations, Ellie and Aaron, and they only the best get to that point where they are. We've been around enough Eastern Bloc, and you still can use that. We've been around enough Eastern Bloc athletes over the years, Ellie, and some of the ones that you and I have been around, they are men and women that were seriously part of the old Soviet system, if you think about it, when you and I were starting. And those people, they were built differently. They were wired differently. And Usyk's a bit like that. I know he's funny, and he does loads of funny dances, and he walks around in his underpants in training camp all the time doing ridiculous dances. I appreciate all that, but he's very much part of a distant and ancient system.
So interesting. The weigh-in is tomorrow, and I'm sure that everyone is going to be putting the stopwatches on the after the weigh-in as well. They're standing there in their pants. It could get cold. Anyway, Bunsey, thank you very much indeed. Incidentally, apart from the live commentary, of course, on Saturday night, and apart from the daily podcasts as well, 5 Live Boxing podcasts, we've actually got a special 5 Live Sport podcast about the issues surrounding Saudi Arabia's investment in sport. It's called Saudi Arabia and Sport, the Explainer, and it's available now on the All About feeds on BBC Sounds. Let us preview a couple of other matches that are happening this evening, because we'll be bringing you the League Cup quarter-final live from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in the next few minutes. Spurs against Manchester United, but it's also the final round of group matches in the Europa Conference League tonight. Of the 36 sides, 33 have something to play for. Hearts are bottom of the Scottish Premiership, but they could still progress to the knockout stages in Europe. Tonight they welcome the Moldovan champions Petrokub to Tynecastle, and Kenny Crawford will be watching.
Yeah, Ellie, seriously significant night this for Hearts for at least 3 reasons. Footballing reasons, they're desperate for the win that will ensure they're involved in European competition beyond Christmas for the first time since 1989. Also financial reasons, each win in this league phase is worth over £300,000. They've had 2 wins already, and another one would be welcome. And as you mentioned, finally form reasons. Hearts have had a miserable season domestically, bottom of the Premiership, 1 point adrift of St Johnstone, who they play at the weekend, and they're keen to use this European stage to bring them inspiration for those upcoming crucial clashes. On paper, Moldovan's Petrokub are an ideal opposition, only 1 point from a possible 15 in this competition, but Hearts have been finding hitting the back of the net very difficult. As long as they finish in the top 24, they'll be okay. Hearts are 23rd at the moment. Kick-off is 8 o'clock, Ellie.
Also an 8 o'clock kick-off at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea are top of the league table. They've already qualified for the last 16 in the conference. They take on 6th place Shamrock Rovers. And I'm wondering, Paul Scott, whether Enzo Maresca has taken advantage of their comfortable position to make some pretty big changes to the starting lineup.
Hi Ellie, yeah, well I suppose that depends about which starting lineup you're talking about, because we know that Enzo Maresca does like to mix things up, doesn't he, on a Thursday evening. There are 9 changes, in fact, to the side, which started the win against Brentford in the Premier League here on Sunday. Marc Cucurella and Noni Madueke the only survivors. As you say, Chelsea come into this top of the group. They've won all 5 matches in this competition so far. They're putting their 100% record on the line against a Shamrock Rovers side who have plenty to play for themselves. A point here could see them finish in the top 8. They're looking to become the first Irish club ever to reach the knockout stages of a UEFA competition, and they have the competition's joint leading scorer, Celtic loanee Johnny Kenny, leading their line.
Thank you, Paul. Well, the new Saints could also still qualify for the playoffs. The Welsh champions need to win away to Slovenian side Celje and hope other results go their way. Larne, the only side without a point so far. The Irish Premiership champions are at home to Belgian side Ghent this evening. The draw for the knockout stages is tomorrow lunchtime. We'll keep you up to date with any goals as they go in. But the teams are on their way out. In the EFL Cup quarter-final, Spurs against Manchester United. Aaron Lennon, former Spurs player. What do you reckon to this one? I mean, as you know, we know, don't we, that when it's Spurs, when it's Manchester United, predictions are almost impossible.
Literally, I was going to say, don't put me on the spot, because this is what you don't know what's going to turn up today. It's the same for both teams, like you said. They've got no consistency at the minute. Like I said, but for me, if Tottenham are at it, and I'm looking at the teams, I really fancy Tottenham to get the win, being at home as well. It sounds like I can hear the atmosphere building up in the background, and yeah, I fancy Tottenham, but I do think it'll be a close game today.
Well, it's been great to have you with us, Aaron, as always, in the build-up to this game, and we're looking forward to another really sizzling quarter-final tie tonight. Who's going to be joining Arsenal, Newcastle and Liverpool in the final 4 of the EFL Cup at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium this evening is Aaron's former Spurs teammate Michael Brown alongside John Murray.
Well, thank you very much, Eleanor, and welcome everyone inside the home of Tottenham Hotspur here in North London on what is a cool night. I must say, the temperature has dropped during the course of the day, but it is dry, the teams are out, and there is an excellent atmosphere swirling around this ground. We will have a heavyweight semi-final lineup, but the question is whether it is going to be Tottenham Hotspur or Manchester United who will join those other 3 big clubs in the semi-finals next month. The Tottenham players have just lined up with all of the mascots for their team photograph and are just now getting themselves ready. Water bottles being handed around, tracksuit tops being taken off, and the Manchester United players, red shirts, white shorts, black socks, just going around, final hugs and handshakes there. Let me run you through the teams if you've not heard them so far tonight. Tottenham making a couple of changes from their starting lineup at Southampton on Sunday when they won 5-0. So Bergvall is on the bench, Udogie is out injured. So Spurs with Forster in goal, Porro, Dragusin, Gray and Spence. So Dragusin and young Archie Gray in central defence again, with Romero and Van der Ven still on the injured list, that long Tottenham injured list. But Bissouma's available after suspension. So Bissouma and Sarr with Maddison, then Kulusevski, Son and Solanke. And the Manchester United team making 5 changes from the derby. So Bayindir is in goal, Onana on the bench.
And for Manchester United tonight,
has played in
Bayindir,
all of
Yoro,
the matches this season in this competition.
Martinez,
And then at the
Mazraoui,
back,
Ericsson,
Lindelof
Ugarte,
and Martinez.
Dalot,
So another different
Anthony, Fernandes.
lineup of 3 central defenders. De Ligt not involved, Maguire among the subs. And then Mazraoui, Ericsson, Ugarte and Dalot, Anthony, Bruno Fernandes and Rasmus Højlund. And if you haven't heard, if you have just switched on and you've had your head in the ground all week, Marcus Rashford is not involved at all, but Alejandro Garnacho is among the substitutes. So it is Tottenham against Manchester United in the last of the Carabao Cup quarter-finals, with Ruben Amorim and Ange Postecoglou on the side of the pitch. Ange Postecoglou just about to start his stopwatch. John Brooks is the...
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Unfortunately, due to rights restrictions, we're not...
And you will counter very, very quickly indeed. Anthony darting his way down the right wing, but is closed down in the end by Bissouma. So it's already a very, very stretched game inside the opening couple of minutes here between Tottenham and Manchester United. It was a lovely pass across the face of goal from Kulusevski, who has arguably been Tottenham's best player of this season. But Son just could not quite latch on to the ball there. So a bit of a warning sign for the visitors. But now Man U are back with possession of the ball. Lindelof just outside the centre circle. Pass forward there to Ugarte. Now all the way back to Bayindia. And not the best of distributions there from the goalkeeper. Boots the ball out and run himself into a little bit of pressure early on. Ball is thrown back into play. Spence. Now back to the central defence here to Dragusin. Now just played to the right of Spurs' defence here with Porro. All the way back to Forster, of course, continues to deputise for Tottenham Hotspur. Now it's Spence going down the left flank here, almost going past his player. The loose ball is picked up by Son. Just a quick 1-2 there between Son and Solanke there. Now Gray. He's partnering Dragusin in the centre of Tottenham's defence in this game at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Now just being brought forward, Spurs just gaining a little bit more territory here. Now down to the left-hand side. Son. That's good link-up play between Son and the number 24 there, Jed Spence. And Spence tries to go past one, tries to get past another, but then just as he's about to run away from the number 15 Euro, the referee says he's seen a foul committed by Spence, so it'll be a free kick for the Red Devils deep inside their own half here on the right-hand side. 4 minutes gone then. Tottenham Hotspur 0, Manchester United 0. Still no real chances as of yet. The biggest chance that we've seen so far was that pass across the face of goal from Kulusevski. Almost found its way to Son. There was some good Man U defending right at the end here. So it looks as if Tottenham playing their usual 4-2-3-1 formation, and from what we can see, it looks as if Man U are lining up in a 3-4-2-1 formation with Højlund leading the line for the visitors tonight. Bit of head tennis here as the goal kick comes in from Bayindia, and as Anthony is just about to pass and try and go for a through ball from 30 yards out, he's gotten the ball taken from him there. Throwing quickly taken by the hosts. Spence controls the ball. Cleared away by the Spurs defence. Tries to find Solanke. He's unable to keep the ball. Now the throw will be taken by Mazraoui. Just taking his time here. He's got this throw in just on the right wing, just about 30 yards, maybe just over that, from the corner quadrant on this right flank. Throw is taken all the way to Yoro. Now the ball is switched to the left-hand side. Long ball. It's easily dealt with, though, by the Tottenham defence. Of course, Tottenham have been so inconsistent all season. They've had some really impressive victories, most notably the 4-0 win over Manchester City. They also crushed Aston Villa earlier this season as well, but they've also had some extremely disappointing defeats as well. That undoes all the hard work of those wins against some sides that are obviously going to be in contention to finish in the top 6 this season in the Premier League. This is a side that is desperate for silverware, and perhaps this competition provides the best opportunity for Tottenham Hotspur to do that. Of course, yesterday evening, the other 3 quarter-finals took place. Arsenal, Liverpool and Newcastle United booked their place in the semi-finals. So we'll join them here. Ball is now picked up by Maddison. Quick 1-2 with Spence, just about 10 yards over the halfway line. Now Bissouma. Played out wide to Dragusin. Just a through ball here. Spurs have just been able to keep the ball, and the ball is almost then passed to Son, who had just crept just inside the penalty area from the left wing. Now Eriksson with the ball up to Højlund. Højlund, can he find some support here? It's about 25 yards away from the goal line. Eriksson now passes right to Mazraoui. He's got 2 players on him though. He's got Spence and Son around him, but he's able to keep the ball. Passes back now to Yoro. Now to the middle of play to Lindelof. Now to the left-hand side to Martinez. Now onto the halfway line. Pass to Ugarte. Højlund trying to hold the ball up here from Gray. Unable to keep the ball in, but Man U have won the throw-in. Ball came off Gray last. So still goalless here. Spurs chairman Daniel Levy in attendance, watching on here. Of course, he's come under some fierce criticism over the years, in particular in the past couple of years from the Tottenham Hotspur fan base. Manchester United have a throw in here, just a couple of yards over the halfway line. From the ball back all the way to India. Just a little bit almost too casual there, almost had the ball taken from him. That would have left Spurs with the easiest of opportunities to take the lead, but he was just able to keep the ball playing out from the back and find another Man U player just in the nick of time here. Now it's Spurs' turn to play the ball out from the back. Drag us in, forced to play long down the right hand side. Ball goes out, so that'll be a throw into Manchester United about 10 yards behind the halfway line on their left hand side. Go backwards initially here. Lindelof and to Yoro all the way to India. That's a nice pass out from the back. Mazraoui. Now Eriksson. Long searching ball from right wing to left wing. That's a great ball from the Danish international here. The Spurs are able to clear the ball out, but it is a corner then, so Porro concedes the corner. And it's the first corner kick of the match, and it will go to the visitors here in what's been quite an equal game so far. It's been pretty level. Both sides have set a bright tempo here without creating a clear-cut opportunity yet for both sides. Christian Eriksen, of course former Spurs player, will take the corner kick here. On this left wing then, plenty of bodies on the edge of the 6-yard area. It's going to be an in-swing. It's a good corner, and it's only just headed away by Tottenham, but it doesn't go far here. And the ball is then kind of hooked away by the number 6 there, Martinez, but it goes wide in the end and just over the bar. Good corner kick though from Christian Eriksen, the veteran Danish player. Got some problems there, forced to try to punch the ball away. Looks as if it was Spence that was just able to head the ball away with enough conviction. Eriksen just goes down here, it's just tripped over inside Man U's own half, so they'll pick up a free kick about 10 yards behind the halfway line. Clear foul, but nothing malicious whatsoever there. Eriksen will take the free kick short to Yoro. Now to the right hand side here, Mazraoui, and he's able to win the throw in. Ruben Amorim out of his dugouts here, just actually coming out of the edge of his dugout area, giving out some urgent orders here. It's been an okay start though for the visitors. It's been pretty equal so far in this League Cup quarter-final. Son tries to head the ball on, tries to find Maddison, can't quite find his man though, and now Man U can break down the middle. That's a through ball, finds Højlund, can he get enough space to get the shot in? It's a bit of a pinball there between himself and 2 of the Spurs defenders, but Spurs are just able to clear the ball away. Just for a split second, Højlund had an opportunity to strike the ball from 12 yards out, but it just differed for a split second, and it just allowed those 2 Spurs defenders to just intervene and take the ball away from him. But that was better though from the visitors. Mazraoui to Eriksson on the right hand side, back to Mazraoui. Now to the number 15, Yoro, and then all the way back for some heavy Spurs pressing, back to India. And then that's a robust challenge there from Gray on Anthony. Firm but fair. I think is the phrase for that one. Just seeing a replay there of Rasmus Højlund. He almost had that very small opportunity to get a shot in. There was some good Spurs defending though. Play back underway here. And it's a ball across the face of goal, but it doesn't get turned in by Højlund. He was not too far away from it. Good cross, low cross across the face of goal from Fernandes on the left-hand side. Just inside the penalty area on that left flank. Very inviting ball across the face of goal. But couldn't find Højlund quite at the end of it. But now Spurs can counter here. They found some space. 25 yards out from the Man U goal line. Now Son has crept in inside the penalty area and it's a curling shot, but that's well wide in the end. But Son is adamant that the ball took a deflection off a Man U defender, but no corner given despite the South Korean international's protests there. Let's have a look at the replay. Son creeps inside the penalty area, goes for goal. Kind of hard to tell from that angle. This will be better from the reverse. Again, difficult to say really conclusively whether that did take a touch off the Man U marker. So no corner for Spurs. Now Man U have taken the goal kick, but Spurs have regained possession quickly here. Now it's Son on this left-hand side again, creeping inside the penalty area. Loose ball falls to Sarr. He's had the ball taken off him here. And again, it's just possession being lost very quickly between both teams. But Spurs have now won a free kick after Maddison is fouled by Ugarte. So the free kick will be given about 25 yards away here towards the left of centre. So good opportunity for Spurs to possibly go for goal directly here. In fact, yeah, the ball is probably actually about 30 yards away, so maybe too far. If it was in a slightly more central role, maybe they would go for goal directly, but I think just because it's at a little bit of an angle, then he might go against that. Maddison to take then. He goes short, finds Son on the left flank, just a couple of yards outside the edge of the penalty area. Bissouma. Now Porro from long range, and it's palmed away from the goalkeeper. Then the rebound is tucked in, and Spurs take the lead through England international Dominic Solanke. Spurs have the lead here. Spurs 1, Manchester United 0. The free kick was palmed away by India. It was Porro that actually went for the shot shortly after the free kick, and the quickest player to react to the loose ball was Dominic Solanke, and very easily and very calmly he places the ball into the back of the net. Has to be said, that's a pretty poor goal for Man U to concede. We're just having a quick look at the first replay. Solanke is definitely onside, definitely, so there can't be any callbacks for that one. I've got to say, I think the goalkeeper probably should do better there. It's a firm shot from Porro, but I don't think it moves around the air all that much. It is pretty much straight at keep. It does take a slight deflection, so that would have troubled by India. Well, it clearly did. But then the Man U defence is slow to react, and Solanke's rebound effort goes in off the post, and the England international gives Spurs a lead here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So some early work to do for the Red Devils and for Ruben Amorim. So Solanke, after 15 minutes, has given Spurs the lead here. Spurs looking to join Arsenal, Liverpool and Newcastle United in the last 4 of the League Cup. Back underway then. Work for Man U to do. Mazraoui plays the ball long. Højlund can latch onto that just before the ball goes out of play. Does well. Some appeals from Spurs players that the ball went out, but it definitely didn't. Anthony with the ball on the right flank here. Passes the ball down. Eriksson gains more support from Anthony. Of course, a derided figure, I think it's fair to say, from, well, not just Man U fans, but football fans in general, for a pretty torrid time, really. I think overall, it's fair to say, at Manchester United. It's done okay so far, though. Anthony's actually shoved over there by Maddison. Postecoglou can't believe that the free kick has been given, but the referee's made the call. Free kick is taken quickly. And you play the ball all the way back to the defence. Lindelof, now Martinez. to the left-hand side. Now to Eriksson in the middle. That's a great ball from the Danish international. And now Fernandes can break into the penalty area, and it's so close for Højlund to latch on to that ball across the face of goal. That's the second time that's happened in this match already, and Fernandes looks up to the skies and shakes his head in disbelief, as if, how on earth has those two really good passes not found anyone at the end of it? Just having another look at the replay of the opening goal of the game. Just slow reactions, it has to be said, from the goalkeeper and from the Man U defence. It does take a tiny deflection, but I don't think it's that much to cause by India too much discomfort. And he simply palms the ball right back to Spurs. Solanke's the quickest player to react, and he tucks the ball in off the post and finds the back of the net. Throw in for Manchester United. Just a slight break in play, actually, as a player's gone down. Just apologies, by the way, for a late start for the coverage of this game. I was actually designated to commentate on another game, but there was a very, very late substitution that was required, so apologies for the late starting coverage. So Tottenham get the ball here. So Forster throws the ball out, finds Gray in the heart of the Spurs defence, just outside the edge of his own penalty area. Now Dragusin just plays the ball forward to Porro in that right back role, but he certainly loves to go up forward, doesn't he? He's almost spends his time in the opposition half that he is in his own. Now Man U in the left of centre, just about 10 yards over the halfway line. Fernandes just hugging that touchline on the left flank. Now a decent pass there to Yoro for Man U. Mazraoui in a bit of a battle there with Jed Spence. Loose ball is won by Anthony. He can't maintain the ball, but now a free kick has actually been won by Man U. Jed Spence certainly not happy there with the referee's decision. An absolute legend is watching the game here. Pat Jennings, former Tottenham Hotspur goalkeeper, one of the best goalkeepers in the history of the game, is watching on. Referee, by the way, for this game is John Brooks. He's been a fairly busy man at the moment. He's given a few decisions that Spurs have not liked. Mazraoui just on the break here down the right hand side. Finds support here from Anthony. Waltzes into the penalty area, but he can't get past his marker there. Can't get past Gray, and now Forster clears the ball away. Not the best of clearances though. Now Man U win the ball again in midfield. And then Son takes the ball off Mazraoui. A bit of pinball here again in the centre of midfield. Neither side are able to maintain possession for all that long. Now to the left of centre for Man U, just over the halfway line, inside Spurs' half. Ball is now collected by Ugarte. Now Yoro passing the ball out to the right-hand side. Long ball down to the centre here. Tries to be claimed here by Man U, but Spurs do just enough. And the ball is able to be collected safely in the end by Forster. It was Fernandes who was the player up top there for Man U rather than Højlund. And he wasn't able to claim the ball in the end. Good Spurs defending, has to be said, from Dragusin. Maddison passes the ball to Bissouma. Now Sarr. Gray. Back to Bissouma. Well inside Spurs' own half here. 22 minutes played then. Spurs 1, Man U 0. Dominic Solanke with the only goal of the game so far as Spurs continue to play the ball out from the back. Now a long ball down the centre. Chested down by the number 6, Lindelof. Now Fernandes looking for space. Finds it. Pass across the face of goal. Eriksson is on target, but it's blocked away by a Spurs defender about 6 yards in front of the goal line. Decent chance there for Man U. Danger's not over yet. Can Spurs prevent a corner? Yes, they can. And now Gray is coming under some pressure here. Then so is Jed Spence, and Spence is fouled by Mazraoui. And so a bit of a sigh of relief there for Spurs, because it was a good shot by Eriksson. It's cleared away by the number 8, Yves Bissouma. And Spurs eventually led to safety after the referees adjudged that a foul has taken place. So Fraser Forster will take the free kick. Of course, Fraser Forster deputising for Guglielmo Vicario. He's going to be injured for quite some time, from what it sounds like. More instructions being shouted out here by Ruben Amorim. Of course, still very early days in his time as Manchester United manager, joining from Sporting Lisbon. Of course, has the curious honour and achievement, Ruben Amorim, of, before we've even reached the halfway stage of the season, of beating a Pep Guardiola side with 2 different teams, of course. And we've got our first booking of the game here. Late challenge from Spurs player. Let's have a look exactly who it was, because it came right out of nowhere there. So it's Pape Matar Sarr that's been shown a yellow card. Just a bit of a clumsy challenge there on the back of Bruno Fernandes. And Fernandes goes down. It did stop what looked to be quite a promising Man U counter-attack as well. And it's a free kick that's been won for Man U on this left flank, only about 5 yards away from the edge of the penalty area. So free kick in a very good opportunity. And it looks as if it's going to be Eriksson to take. It's probably even closer than 5 yards. It's probably about 3 or 4 yards away from the edge of the penalty area on this left flank. So free kick and a really good opportunity here for the visitors. Foul committed by Sarr, and he's been shown the first booking of the game after he lunged in clumsily on Fernandes. Still awaiting the delivery here. Delivery comes in now. Oh, and Eriksson, it seemed, actually went for goal there, and his shot landed on the roof of the net. Got to say, a bit of a waste of an opportunity, I think, there from my eyes. Still think the best decision there from Eriksson was to whip the ball into the penalty area, not go for goal directly. Spurs will now play the ball out from the back here. Gray to Dragusin in the centre of the Spurs defence. Now Bissouma to Sarr, who's now on a booking, so he's got to be careful. And you were able to win the ball on this left-hand side. Now they knock the ball back to by India. And then that's well won by Jed Spence. Has he been fouled there by Mazraoui? Yes, he has. And the referee gives Mazraoui a yellow card. So Man U's first booking of the game and the second yellow of the game overall here. So John Brooks just been quite busy in the past 5 minutes or so here. Yeah, it was just a lunge in and it stopped Jed Spence from going further down that left flank. So Nusayr Mazraoui shown the first yellow card of the game for Manchester United. We're now into the 26th minute. It's a free kick in a good area for Spurs with which to whip the ball in. It's going to be Maddison here to take the free kick from this left-hand side, quite close to the touchline. Son, and it's just to find Kulusevski, goes past his marker, and it's a shot on target, but it's saved at his near post by India. Good effort from Spurs and a decent save from the Man U goalkeeper. Now Tottenham Hotspur have won, it's actually Manchester United that have won a throw-in, much to Son's disbelief. Let's just have a look at that chance again. It was a beautiful turn by Dejan Kulusevski, the Swedish international, who's had a brilliant season so far. Shot firm at his near post, rasping shot, and a decent save there by India. Now Spurs back in possession. To Jed Spence on this left-hand side. First to play the ball up to Solanke. Son finds Kulusevski. He looks for support from Solanke. He just holds on to the ball for the time being. He's got 3 Man U players around him here, Kulusevski, but is able to hold on to the ball. And now Bissouma is able to latch onto the ball here. Sarr, just in the left of centre. Kulusevski did really well to retain possession there, because he did at one point have 3 Manchester United players right around him there. And Spurs have been able to keep possession. They've had to play the ball back to defence and then start the attack again from scratch. But then that's a bit of a silly ball there from Porro. Just allows Man U to regain possession. But that's a good challenge there from Pape Matar Sarr. Of course, he's got to be careful. It's already on a yellow. Porro now has the ball for Spurs as we move into the 28th minute of the game. Gray. Maddison. To the right of centre, just to the right of the centre circle. Porro tries to keep the ball, but is unable to. Fernandes. Now to Ugarte. Mazraoui. Just on the right flank, now cuts inside to the centre. With his left foot, passes the ball to Yoro. Lindelof. Now Martinez. Free at the back that Man U are keeping with here. Looks as if it's a 3-4-2-1 formation with Højlund leading the line, being supported by Anthony and Fernandes. Højlund holds on to the ball here, does well. Now Martinez again. Every Man U outfield player now inside Spurs' own half. Some good pressing here from the Red Devils. Fernandes now on this left flank, creeps towards the edge of the penalty area, tries to get the ball in, but it's cleared away by Tottenham Hotspur. Ball is won by Lindelof inside the centre circle. Yoro. Now Mazraoui. That's well won there by Spurs from Yves Bissouma. He's had a good game so far. Sarr just running himself into a little bit of trouble there. Needs support. Finds it in the form of Jed Spence. But now Spence desperately needs support. But that's a great back heel. That's then a very worrying clearance from Tottenham. They've only just been able to get away with that one. The danger's not over yet though. It's Dalot that tries to get the ball in from the left-hand side, but it's easily cleared away by the Tottenham defence. Bit of a let-off there for Spurs. They thought they got the ball cleared away initially. Then the ball was struck right back at their defence, and then they were struggling to play the ball back out from the back four. Man U back in possession here. Lindelof passes left to Martinez. Now plays the ball square to Yoro. Good ball to Mazraoui. Swinging ball to the left-hand side. It's met by Bruno Fernandes. It's expertly taken down. First time. Now this is number 21 here, Anthony, who goes for goal, but it takes a big deflection off the Spurs defender. Then another ball is played in from the left-hand side. Tries to find Anthony, but Anthony is not quick enough to reach the ball before it goes over the touchline. To be fair, it was a ball that was a bit too strong in its delivery there. Anthony can't be blamed for that one. Spurs will play it out from the back then, straight from the goal kick. Half an hour already gone. Spurs 1, Man U 0. You're listening to Matthew Rhodes here for live commentary for Flash Score. Once again, apologies for the slight delay in getting the commentary coverage started for this game. As we mentioned before, I was meant to be covering another match, but was then called up to this one with very, very short notice. So apologies for the late start for this coverage. So far Tottenham have had 4 shots altogether, 3 on target. Manchester United with 2 shots, but 0 on target so far. Spurs have just won a free kick here in a central role, just about 15 yards behind the halfway line. Now they've moved the ball out to Jed Spence, just on this left-hand side, being supported here by Maddison. He's in good form certainly at the moment. Bissouma, Gray, back to Bissouma, now to Spence on this left-hand side. Plays the ball up forward here to Maddison. Now Kulusevski, now Son. Gets about 10 yards, he's looking for the right pass. Passes square, finds Porro, who loves to go up forward. Now Kulusevski on his right foot. Ball into the penalty area, but it's easily cleared away by the Man U defence. Bissouma tries to win the ball back. Sarr. Now Kulusevski. Looks as if Kulusevski's switched now to the right-hand side. Kulusevski in a big battle here with Dalot. And Dalot clears the ball away. That'll be taken by Porro. It's about 15 yards over the halfway line inside Man U's own half. Bissouma, Madison, Sarr. Quick exchange of passes between Sarr and Bissouma. Dragusin. Bissouma plays square to Gray inside Spurs' own half. Now Spence on this left flank. Back to Gray. Gray takes his time. Decent tempo set by both teams. I'd still certainly say Spurs have been the better side so far. Poor goal really to concede from Man U's perspective. I think Ruben Amorim will be disappointed at the slow reactions of both his goalkeeper and the defence for the only goal of the game so far. Now Spurs can break very, very quickly here. Pedro Porro with an ambitious attempt at a through ball to try and put Son clean through on goal, but the ball is collected by India. Throws the ball out. Yoro plays the ball to the right hand side for Mazraoui to collect. Ball is taken off him though straight away. Son, Kulusevski now, Son again, brought down. Referee says no foul. And now it's a real tussle here between about 5 or 6 players. Kulusevski can get the ball away from that crowd. He can play the ball across the face of goal, and it's almost turned into his own net there by Ugarte. So it's a corner kick for Tottenham, but my goodness me, Ugarte was so close to prodding the ball into his own net there. So we had about 5 or 6 players from both sides, all challenging for the ball on the edge of the penalty area. Kulusevski is then able to get the ball away from that crowd of players. He takes his time before then, with a very delicate ball, it's actually a nutmeg on Lindelof to get the ball into the 6-yard area. Comes off Ugarte last. And where you see there from Ange Postecoglou's reaction, he was very close to turning the ball into his own net. So it's a corner kick for Spurs from the left flank. Son will take. Just waiting for this delivery here. No one around him, so it's going to be an in-swinger. It's going to take it right-footed. It'll be an in-swinger. Referee just pausing proceedings. He wants to have a word with a couple of players here. There's a lot of shoving around in the 6-yard area. Just speaking to Solanke and Rasmus Højlund. So both of the target men. 35 minutes gone. Referee is fine now for the corner to take place. Son signals to the Spurs team. Now swings the ball in. Danger still not averted yet. Ooh, and some appeals for a penalty here as Solanke goes down, but the referee immediately says no. Spurs have won the loose ball. Bissouma, Sarr. Now Porro is going to run about 15 yards here before going for goal, but that's a terrible effort, it has to be said. A long, long way wide of the target, but it's what he likes to do. He loves to have a shot from close range. Just having a look at the replay there of Dominic Solanke going down. Yeah, it's the right call by the referee. There's barely any contact made. Bissouma now on the left flank. Ball across the face of goal. Son inside the area. Bit of pinball again, but the Man U defence are able to clear the ball away. For now, Mazraoui now plays the ball long, right into the heart of the centre circle. Højlund goes down. No foul given. A little bit surprised at that. I thought Højlund had been shoved over there in that aerial battle. Nothing given though. Sarr. And to Bissouma. Now Man U have stolen the ball off them. Anthony from the right of centre plays the ball to the left. Can Fernandes get on the end of it? Hooks the ball across the face of goal and is cleared away by Dragusin. Danger still not averted yet for Tottenham. Fernandes tries to get a cross in from the left flank. Solanke all the way back there inside Tottenham's own penalty area, heading the ball away. Back into possession though for the Red Devils. And it's a shot from Fernandes, and it's only a couple of yards wide of the target there from the Portuguese international and the Man U captain. Decent effort there, but ultimately just about 2 or 3 yards wide of the post. But he would have had Fraser Forster worried for just a second, no doubt. Spurs play the ball out from the back then, straight from the goal kick. Spence getting himself cornered here, quite literally. almost right by the corner flag, but he's had good support there, and Spurs have been able to clear the ball away from danger. Now the ball has been picked up inside the centre circle by Lisandro Martinez. Passes the ball square. Yoro now plays the ball inside Spurs' own half. Mazraoui, Eriksson, back to Mazraoui. Into the 38th minute here of this League Cup quarter-final. Tottenham 1, Man U 0 after Dominic Solanke's goal early on. That's so far the difference between both sides. Martinez, just on the halfway line, plays the ball through to the middle, finds Eriksson. Pressing from Spurs, Eriksson had to go for a pass straight away. Now a long ball up the top. Højlund will go for goal here. Wide of the target though by about 3 or 4 yards. Went on the volley. Loose ball. After Pedro Porro couldn't control it. Quite an ambitious attempt from Højlund. Chested it down and then went for the ball on the volley. Ambitious efforts, but he couldn't quite steer his efforts on target. Would have been a spectacular finish if that had gone in. Now Spurs on the counter themselves here. Son on this left-hand side. Lovely little ball. Tries to find Solanke, but that's well defended there by Lindelof. Now the referee has just paused proceedings. Not too sure what that's for. Having a word with Ugarte. It's going to be a throw-in. Too sure what that pause was for before that. Looked as if Son was about to take it, but he's now actually given the ball to Jed Spence. Spence about to take the throw-in on the left-hand side for Spurs. Only about 15 yards away from the corner quadrant. Played the ball out back to the defence. It's Dragusin. Finds Porro on the right-hand side. He has support from Saab. He goes back to Dragusin. He plays the ball down the middle. Finds Solanke playing deep here. Now Bissouma, right in the heart of the centre circle. Plays the ball out left to Son. Son, weighing up his options here. That's a great ball. Oh, and Spurs player slips just as he's about to strike from 20 yards out. Great pass, though, from the South Korean international. Son, once again, has had a good game so far. Plays the ball square to Sarr. Now he plays the ball square to Porro on the right-hand side, about 25 yards away from goal. Searching ball into the areas, headed away by the Man U defence, but the danger still not over yet for the visitors. Jed Spence with the ball about 5 yards away from the edge of the penalty area. Bissouma. Now Pape Matar Sarr. Nice ball down the left-hand side. Maddison. Now Kulusevski. Maddison to the edge of the area. Son, can he get enough space to get a shot in? Tries to find Kulusevski, but he can't quite steer the pass into enough space. And the ball is gratefully claimed by India. Just a quick word on the subs that are available for both teams, just very quickly. For Tottenham, Austin, Bergvall, Dorrington, Hardy, Johnson, Lancashire, Olasesi, Reguilon and Whiteman. For Manchester United, Casemiro, Diallo, Evans, Garnacho, Maguire, Mainu, Lascia, Onana and Xerxes. Man U on the counter here. Fernandes. It's a nice ball there, and that's the third time that he's played the ball across the face of goal from the left-hand side, and it's so close to being met by one of his teammates from just a few yards out. This time it's Eriksson that can't quite reach the ball in time, and frustratingly, into his anguish for the Portuguese midfielder and forward, his cross comes to nothing. Into the 41st minute now. Just 2 bookings so far in the game. 1 for Spurs, 1 for Man U. Sarr and Mazraoui with caution so far in this match. Mazraoui with the ball for Man U. On the right of centre, about 35 yards away from the goal line. Ball's being passed back to Yoro. Plays the ball square. Martinez. Now Lindelof. Yoro plays the ball down the right of centre. That's better. Anthony cuts in from the right wing. Now moves into the centre. Nice ball there. Finds Dalot. Now across the face of goal from Bruno Fernandes. And it manages to find the number 3 there in the end, Mazraoui. And he then tries to hook the ball square across the face of goal, but is unable to do so. It's easily cleared away by the Spurs defence. There's just another moment there where Bruno Fernandes has just posed the Spurs defence some questions. It is going to be a corner, though, for Manchester United this time. From the right corner quadrant, Eriksen. Long ball right at the back post, and it's played out of play there from Jed Spence. So it's going to be another corner now for Manchester United on the opposite flank. It's going to be Christian Eriksen to take, who runs over quickly from one flank to the other. 42 and a half minutes played here. Tottenham 1, Manchester United 0. Dominic Solanke with the only goal of the game so far. Just waiting for this corner to be taken. As if it's going to be another in-swinger. Corner taken now by Eriksen. Again at the back post. Headed on by Lindelof. Now across the face of goal. As it ran out, yes, it's ran out of play before Eriksen can get back to it. Bit of a waste there from Manchester United. So just under 2 minutes to go then before we find out how much stoppage time there will be for the end of this first half. Tottenham 1, Manchester United 0. Once we, if we do have a little bit of a break, we can quickly run through some of the latest scores, by the way, as well in the UEFA Conference League. Chelsea are currently 3-1 up against Shamrock Rovers. Chelsea the only side left in the competition that still have a 100% winning record. So we've just got a break here because Lindelof is down with an injury. He's currently sat down on the turf. He's being treated by a Man U physio. So while he's being treated, we'll just run through some of the latest scores in the league stage of the UEFA Conference League. So it is currently Cellier 2, the New Saints of Wales 2, Chelsea 3, Shamrock Rovers 1, Djurgården 1, Legia Warsaw 0, Hearts 0, Petrokub 1, Heidenheim 1, St Gallen 0, LASK Linz 1, Vikingor Reykjavik 1, Lugano 2, Paphos 1, Molde 2, Vlada Boleslav 1, Panathinaikos 1, Dinamo Minsk 0, Real Betis 1, HJK Helsinki 0, TSC 1, Noah 2, and Vitoria Guimaraes 1, Fiorentina 0. Now it looks as if Man U are going to Ericsson. Now Fernandez plays the ball slightly behind him. Yoro, spell of pressure here for Man U in the dying stages of this first half. Mazraoui's got 2 players to go past here, and he can't do it, but he has still won Manchester United a throw-in. Just having a look at the replay there of Ericsson's effort. It was cleared away by Gray. And the half-time whistle has now actually been blown, so that throw-in will not actually be taken. So it's half-time here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. 5 yards out from the goal line. Solanke. Nice support there from Jed Spence again. Now Son on this left wing. That's a great ball there. Across the face of goal. And it's a chance here for Kulusevski to double Spurs' lead. And he does so 50 seconds inside the start of the second half. And it's the Swedish man, Dejan Kulusevski, that doubles Spurs' lead within the opening minute of this second half. What a start to the second half for Spurs. They have doubled their lead. And what a start it is for the hosts here. And now the visitors have a mountain to climb. It was a ball across the face of goal. It came off, let's have a look here. I think it was Lisandro Martinez in the end. It just came off his foot right into the path of Dejan Kulusevski. It was Maddison with a lovely ball across the face of goal. Tapped out by Martinez from the edge of the 6-yard area. The ball fell right into the path of Kulusevski, and he said, "Thank you very much," and slams the ball home from only around 8 yards out. And we see there Postecoglou's arms rise up to the air there. He always said, hasn't he, that he always wins trophies. In his second season as a manager, said he's done that at every single club that he's managed in his career. Can he keep that record up here with Tottenham Hotspur? You'd have to say this competition probably provides them with their best opportunity to do so, because they are also involved in the Europa League as well. Now Spurs are looking for another one here to kill the game off. We've just had a stoppage here, I think for an offside, but there is also a Spurs player that is down on the turf. Ruben Amorim, the Manchester United manager, looks a dejected figure. This is crouched just to the left of his dugout area. Just having a look at the replay of the goal again. Nice ball from Maddison, but I'd have to say it's pretty poor defending from Martinez. He just lets the ball ricochet off him. And the ball just falls into the path of Kulusevski. And there was no mistake about that one. He wasn't going to miss from there, from 8 yards out. Bang, right into the back of the net. And now Man U have a big mountain to climb if they're going to stay in this competition. Spurs 2, Manchester United 0, with that second goal happening only about 50 seconds after the restart of the game. Long throw from Spurs that will be picked up by the Man U defence. Evans to Bayindir. Quick 1-2 with Evans down from the edge of the penalty area to Martinez. Almost getting himself into a bit of a pickle there. Manages to find Dalot. Spurs have picked the ball up in the centre of midfield though. Dragusin. Now to Porro, just over the halfway line. Sarr knocks the ball all the way back to Forster, who's had a fairly quiet game, it has to be said. Still trying to remember if Man U have actually had a shot on target in this game. Spurs looking to play the ball out from the back, from the left-hand side of their defence. Real scrap here between Bissouma and Anthony. Bissouma's only just been able to keep the ball in. Trying to link up with Spence, and Spurs have managed to win a throw-in. Deep on the left-hand side, inside their own half here. Just a slight break in play, not too sure what for, but still waiting for this throw-in to be taken. Now it comes in. Man U've been able to regain possession here through Yoro. Just on this right-hand side of Man U's defence. Knocks it back to Johnny Evans. And so a bit of a sigh of relief there for Spurs, because it was a good shot by Eriksson. It's cleared away by the number 8, Yves Bissouma. The Spurs eventually led to safety after the referees adjudged that a foul has taken place. So Fraser Forster will take the free kick. Of course, Fraser Forster deputising for Guillermo Vicario. He's going to be injured for quite some time, from what it sounds like. More instructions being shouted out here by Ruben Amorim. Of course, still very early days in his time as Manchester United manager, joining from Sporting Lisbon. Of course, has the curious honour and achievement, Ruben Amorim, of, before we've even reached the halfway stage of the season, of beating a Pep Guardiola side with two different teams, of course. And we've got our first booking of the game here. Late challenge from Spurs player. Let's have a look exactly who it was, because it came right out of nowhere there. So it's Pape Matar Sarr that's been shown a yellow card. Just a bit of a clumsy challenge there on the back of Bruno Fernandes. And Fernandes goes down. It did stop what looked to be quite a promising Man U counter-attack as well. And it's a free kick that's been won for Man U on this left flank, only about 5 yards away from the edge of the penalty area. So free kick in a very good opportunity. And it looks as if it's going to be Eriksson to take. It's probably even closer than 5 yards. It's probably about 3 or 4 yards away from the edge of the penalty area on this left flank. So free kick and a really good opportunity here for the visitors. Foul committed by Sarr, and he's been shown the first booking of the game after he lunged in clumsily on Fernandes. Still awaiting the delivery here. Delivery comes in now. Oh, and Eriksson, it seemed, actually went for goal there, and his shot landed on the roof of the net. Got to say, a bit of a waste of an opportunity, I think, there from my eyes. Still think the best decision there from Eriksson was to whip the ball into the penalty area, not go for goal directly. Spurs will now play the ball out from the back here. Gray to Dragusin in the centre of the Spurs defence. Now Bissouma to Sarr, who's now on a booking, so he's got to be careful. And you were able to win the ball on this left-hand side. Now they knock the ball back to India. And then that's well won by Jed Spence. Has he been fouled there by Mazraoui? Yes, he has. And the referee gives Mazraoui a yellow card. So Man U's first booking of the game and the second yellow of the game overall here. So John Brooks just been quite busy in the past 5 minutes or so here. Yeah, it was just a lunge in and it stopped Jed Spence from going further down that left flank. So Nusayr Mazraoui shown the first yellow card of the game for Manchester United. We're now into the 26th minute. It's a free kick in a good area for Spurs with which to whip the ball in. It's going to be Maddison here to take the free kick from this left-hand side, quite close to the touchline. Son, and it's just to find Kulusevski, goes past his marker, and it's a shot on target, but it's saved at his near post by India. Good effort from Spurs and a decent save from the Man U goalkeeper. Now Tottenham Hotspur have won, it's actually Manchester United that have won a throw-in, much to Son's disbelief. Let's just have a look at that chance again. It was a beautiful turn by Dejan Kulusevski, the Swedish international, who's had a brilliant season so far. Shot firm at his near post, rasping shot, and a decent save there from India. Now Spurs back in possession to Jed Spence on this left-hand side. First to play the ball up to Solanke. Son finds Kulusevski. He looks for support from Solanke. He just holds on to the ball for the time being. He's got 3 Man U players around him here, Kulusevski, but is able to hold on to the ball. And now Bissouma is able to latch onto the ball here. Sarr, just in the left of centre. Kulusevski did really well to retain possession there, because he did at one point have 3 Manchester United players right around him there. And Spurs have been able to keep possession. They've had to play the ball back to defence and then start the attack again from scratch. But then that's a bit of a silly ball there from Porro. Just allows Man U to regain possession. But that's a good challenge there from Pape Matar Sarr. Of course, he's got to be careful. It's already on a yellow. Porro now has the ball for Spurs as we move into the 28th minute of the game. Gray. Maddison. To the right of centre, just to the right of the centre circle. Porro tries to keep the ball, but he's unable to. Fernandes. Now to Ugarte. Mazraoui, just on the right flank, now cuts inside to the centre. With his left foot, passes the ball to Yoro. Lindelof. Now Martinez. Free at the back that Man U are keeping with here. Looks as if it's a 3-4-2-1 formation with Højlund leading the line, being supported by Anthony and Fernandes. Højlund holds on to the ball here, does well. Now Martinez again. Every Man U outfield player now inside Spurs' own half. Some good pressing here from the Red Devils. Fernandes now on this left flank, creeps towards the edge of the penalty area, tries to get the ball in, but it's cleared away by Tottenham Hotspur. Ball is won by Lindelof inside the centre circle. Yoro. Now Mazraoui. That's well won there by Spurs from Yves Bissouma. He's had a good game so far. Sarr just running himself into a little bit of trouble there. Needs support. Finds it in the form of Jed Spence, but now Spence desperately needs support, but that's a great back heel. That's then a very worrying clearance from Tottenham. They've only just been able to get away with that one. The danger's not over yet, though. It's Dalot that tries to get the ball in from the left-hand side, but it's easily cleared away by the Tottenham defence. Bit of a let-off there for Spurs. They thought they got the ball cleared away initially. Then the ball was struck right back at their defence, and then they were struggling to play the ball back out from the back four. Man U back in possession here. Lindelof passes left to Martinez. Now plays the ball square to Yoro. Good ball to Mazraoui. Swinging ball to the left-hand side. It's met by Bruno Fernandes. It's expertly taken down. First time. Now this is number 21 here, Anthony, who goes for goal, but it takes a big deflection off the Spurs defender. Then another ball is played in from the left-hand side. Tries to find Anthony, but Anthony is not quick enough to reach the ball before it goes over the touchline. To be fair, it was a ball that was a bit too strong in its delivery there. Anthony can't be blamed for that one. Spurs will play it out from the back then, straight from the goal kick. Half an hour already gone. Spurs 1, Man U 0. You're listening to Matthew Rhodes here for live commentary for Flash Score. Once again, apologies for the slight delay in getting the commentary coverage started for this game. As we mentioned before, I was meant to be covering another match, but was then called up to this one with very, very short notice. So apologies for the late start for this coverage. So far, Tottenham have had 4 shots altogether, 3 on target. Manchester United with 2 shots, but 0 on target so far. Spurs have just won a free kick here in a central role, just about 15 yards behind the halfway line. Now they've moved the ball out to Jed Spence, just on this left-hand side, being supported here by Maddison. He's in good form certainly at the moment. Bissouma. Gray, back to Bissouma, now to Spence on this left-hand side. Plays the ball up forward here to Maddison. Now Kulusevski, now Son. Because Rashford, just in case you were wondering, he again has not been selected. It's nothing to do with injury or suspension, but Marcus Rashford not selected in the matchday squad by Ruben Amorim. Up to the hour mark now, 60 minutes played here. Spurs 3, Manchester United 0. And unless something very, very dramatic happens, Spurs are just cantering towards the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. Just won a free kick here. Kulusevski going down inside Spurs' own half. Just be interested to see if this game peters out or whether Spurs really will look to inflict more pain on their opposition. Solanke from the edge of the penalty area tries to play the ball to Maddison but doesn't quite reach him. Mainu just goes down under a robust challenge there. Man U have kept the ball though. Firm but fair challenge. Mainu to Fernandes. Now to Martinez, who's not had the best of games for me. Evans moves the ball out to the right-hand side. Mainu keeps the ball towards the right. The third challenge there from Tottenham. Certainly not been afraid to get stuck into this game. It's going to be a throw-in for Spurs. Jed Spence will take. The challenge from Bissouma still meant that the ball came off Diallo last. Throw-in taken short. Bissouma goes down. It's going to be a free kick. My apologies. Spence going down there on the left-hand side. It's going to be a free kick for Spurs. Just over 10 yards over the halfway line. Down the left flank inside Manchester. Rashford, just in case you were wondering, he again has not been selected. It's nothing to do with injury or suspension, but Marcus Rashford not selected in the matchday squad by Ruben Amorim. Up to the hour mark now, 60 minutes played here. Spurs 3, Manchester United 0. And unless something very, very dramatic happens, Spurs are just cantering towards the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. Just won a free kick here. Kulusevski going down inside Spurs' own half. Just be interested to see if this game peters out or whether Spurs really will look to inflict more pain on their opposition. Solanke from the edge of the penalty area tries to play the ball to Maddison but doesn't quite reach him. Mainu just goes down under a robust challenge there. We've kept the ball though. Firm but fair challenge. Mainu to Fernandes. Now to Martinez, who's not had the best of games for me. Evans moves the ball out to the right-hand side. Mainu keeps the ball towards the right. The third challenge there from Tottenham. Certainly not been afraid to get stuck into this game. It's going to be a throw-in for Spurs. Jed Spence will take. The challenge from Bissouma still meant that the ball came off Diallo last. Throw-in taken short. Bissouma goes down. It's going to be a free kick. My apologies. Spence going down there on the left-hand side. It's going to be a free kick for Spurs. Just over 10 yards over the halfway line, down that left flank, inside Manchester. It's the 65th minute. Now to Martinez, who's not had the best of games for me. Evans moves the ball out to the right-hand side. Mainu keeps the ball towards the right. The third challenge there from Tottenham. Certainly not been afraid to get stuck into this game. It's going to be a throw-in for Spurs. Jed Spence will take. The challenge from Bissouma still meant that the ball came off Diallo last. Throw-in taken short. Bissouma goes down. It's going to be a free kick. My apologies. Spence going down there. Gray will be able to clear the ball away. He actually still plays it short though. Now Spurs will look to counter here. Can't get the ball out to Son though. Xerxes. Oh, comes off the referee there. That was unfortunate. Referee obviously didn't mean to get in the way of Xerxes' pass. So the referee gains hold of the ball now, and just a small throw just gifts possession back to Manchester United. So Man U still have the ball here. It'll be really interesting this next 10 minutes or so just to see how much pressure Man U can put Spurs under here, because Spurs have allowed Man U just a slight chance here, and it was a very daft goal to concede. Xerxes now brings the ball just into the penalty area here, and it's almost turned into his own goal by Bissouma. Spurs are on the ropes just a little bit here. Xerxes had a really good impact on this game. I know he's certainly had his critics earlier on this season, but oh my word, Yves Bissouma almost playing the ball into his own net there. Steered wide by about 3 yards, so it's going to be a corner kick for Manchester United, and well, if he can get a goal from this set piece, we really do have a game on here. Fernandes plays the ball short to Dalot. Fernandes again. And now it comes in here, and it's just wide of the target from Amad Diallo. And now he's trying to G the away crowd up here. Goodness me, that was close. It took I think it took 2 deflections there. Amad Diallo's efforts. He doesn't connect with it very well. Then it takes a deflection which takes it further to the target. It only rolls about 2 yards wide of the post. Corner comes in, punched away by Forster. Spurs just need a bit more possession of the ball here. They're on the ropes a little bit. Porro blasts the ball out, and then Porro is... Kulusevski is taken down by Dalot. Then they both slap each other on the back. They're all good. So, who would have thought it then 10 minutes ago? We do still have a game on our hands here then. If Man U can get the next goal, we're all set up for a bit of a grandstand finish in this Carabao Cup quarter-finals. Still Spurs 3, Manchester United 1. Solanke with 2 goals, Kulusevski with the other. But Joshua Xerxes has just given Manchester United a bit of a glimmer of hope after scoring from very close range following an error from Fraser Forster trying to play the ball out from the back. He clearly did not look comfortable doing so. His pass could only find Fernandes, and Fernandes was able to pass to Joshua Xerxes, who prodded the ball home from only around 4 yards out. Long ball from Man U, goal goes straight down to Fraser Forster. Rolls the ball out to Gray. Now Maddison just goes down here and is holding his face. It was Kobe Mainu that went in with the challenge with him, but Maddison going down as if he's seriously hurt. Let's have a look at the replay. Well, I don't think it was intentional. Kobe Mainu's hand just brushing across James Maddison's right side of his face. Don't think there's anything in that though, so it's a free kick, but surely nothing more. Now Ruben Amorim looks like he's about to get ready to make his 5th and final substitution here. He's got his tactics right in front of him on his notepad. And just going through what he might do here. It's another goal for Manchester United! Oh, what is Fraser Forster doing? What is he doing? He's struggling to play the ball out from the back again. And Amad Diallo has got a second goal for Manchester United. Oh my goodness me. That is a howler. That is a howler of a goal for Tottenham Hotspur to concede. Oh my goodness me. How on earth are Man U suddenly back into this game? So it's a free kick inside Spurs' own half. Gray passes the ball back to Forster. Forster takes far too much time trying to play the ball out from the back. Amad Diallo, to his credit, keeps running and running, tries to close the gap on him, and just as Forster is finally about to release the ball, Diallo slides in and the ball ricochets off Diallo's foot into the back of the net, and it's Tottenham Hotspur 3, Manchester United 2. And the Spurs fans can't believe it. You can genuinely see on their faces, they can't believe that this game isn't over. We now have a real game on our hands here. Manchester United have now made their 5th and final substitution, by the way. Garnacho has come on. I've still not yet been able to see who has actually come off there, but Garnacho has come on. Oh, dearie me. 2 big mistakes from Fraser Forster, and Man U are somehow back in this game. Xerxes after 63 minutes, now Diallo after 70. I'll tell you that Ugarte is the man that has gone off. So Ugarte has gone off and Garnacho has come on for Man U's 5th substitution of the game. And may I say, it's a slightly worried look on Ange Postecoglou's face. I'm astonished that this game isn't over, because Spurs were so comfortable at 3-0 up. So comfortable. And 2 big mistakes from Fraser Forster, trying to play the ball out from the back. Is not comfortable doing it. Vicario is their first choice goalkeeper, but he's injured long term. This was always a worry as to whether Fraser Forster was going to be able to play the same kind of way as the goalkeeper, playing the ball out from the back. And his errors have allowed Manchester United back into this game. We're into the 73rd minute here. Fraser Forster, about to take a goal kick, is getting some ironic cheers from the away support behind him. They're wanting another mistake from the goalkeeper. Well, whatever happens from now, it is going to be a big talking point, because Vicario is not going to be back anytime soon. It's a bad injury that he's got, Tottenham's first choice goalkeeper. Are they able to stick with Fraser Forster when he's clearly a very good shot stopper, but he's not comfortable passing the ball out from the back? And incredibly, Man U are still in this game. Kulusevski with the ball on the right-hand side for Spurs. Plays the ball back to Porro. Dragusin back to Forster. Getting more ironic cheers. Forster, I think, makes the right move there. Plays the ball long. The ball goes straight back to Man U's defence. I think Forster has got no choice here. I mean, I know Spurs' tactics will not be to go long from the goalkeeper, but his confidence is clearly shot. I don't think there's any point in persisting with him trying to play the ball out from the back. His confidence must be so low right now. Surely it's more of a danger to try and let him keep playing the ball out from the back. Garnacho now has the ball in from the left-hand side. About 25 yards out. Plays the ball square. Bruno Fernandes slips the ball in. Man U have got a chance here. Mazraoui will go for goal, and it's steered just wide of the target. That was a real chance there for Manchester United. Mazraoui knows it. What a game we've got here. It's a lovely, smart pass from Fernandes. Everyone thinks Fernandes is about to shoot. It's then a very clever slip of the ball to Mazraoui. He cuts inside his man beautifully, but then with his left foot, he strikes the ball and it goes just wide of the target. And Manchester United come within inches of drawing level here. This is an astonishing game, an astonishing second half. Spurs just seemed so comfortable at 3-0 up. They were comfortable. And now Spurs are on the ropes here and being made to work extremely hard to now get through to the semi-final stage. Will it be a case of too little too late for the visitors? 75 minutes played. Spurs 3, Man U 2. Martinez finds Mainu. To Yoro. Now to Mazraoui on that right-hand side, hugging the touchline. Back to Yoro. Don't go anywhere, because this is going to be a cracking finish to this game. Now Man U switch to the left-hand side. Dallo plays the ball to the centre. Fernandez. Xerxes claims the ball. It's a heavy first touch, but Man U regain the ball once again, and then Diallo goes for a very ambitious 25-yard effort, but that goes comfortably over the bar to Forster's relief. Now Man U regaining the ball once again in the centre of midfield. Mainu goes down. Solanke is adjudged to have fouled him. So it's going to be a free kick for Manchester United in a central area. Now Spurs looking to bring a sub on. Looks as if it'll be Bergvall that's just receiving some instructions. So it looks as if he's going to be the first player on for Tottenham. Really has been a remarkable second half. So we're just waiting for this free kick to be taken. It'll be taken by Bruno Fernandes, about 35 yards away from the goal line. Finds Diallo inside the penalty area. Diallo runs towards the byline. Ball goes out. And it looks as if it's going to be a corner kick. So yeah, it's a corner kick for Manchester United. Fernandes, instead of whipping the ball into the area, kept it down on the deck, slipped the ball in for Diallo. And it must say the substitutions that Ruben Amorim have made have been very impactful for Manchester United. They've been good substitutions. All of them have contributed well to this game. Now Spurs looking to counter it. Now all of a sudden it's Spurs that just can't get the ball anywhere near the final third themselves. The ball is now all with Manchester United. Fernandes has the ball on the right of centre. Now Man U switch the ball to the left. Garnacho finds support here with Dalot. Dalot still has the ball, cuts to his right foot. Ball comes in, headed away by the Spurs defence initially. Ball finds Martinez. Now Mainu. Fernandes. Back to Evans. Mazraoui. Yoro. Now Mainu. Is he penalised? The referee says yes. So it's going to be a free kick for Man U, about 30 yards, probably just over 30 yards away from the goal line. Foul committed by James Maddison. I'm just wondering if Maddison might be coming off here for Bergvall to come on. I think he is. So Maddison about to come off. It's a dejected figure there. Into the 79th minute. Spurs 3-2 up. So it comes off. Maddison off. Just a word, by the way, on Maddison's. Maddison was booked and he will now miss the semi-final first leg. Of course, if Tottenham Hotspur get to the semi-finals. And I can't believe I'm saying that after the opening 60 minutes of this game. So just confirmation then that Bergvall has replaced James Maddison immediately after Maddison was booked. Just a word, by the way, the semi-final draw takes place straight after this game at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So the semi-final draw for the last four of the Carabao Cup will take place straight after this match here. There's some nervous Tottenham Hotspur fans, I can tell you that, inside the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Don't go anywhere, it should be a cracker of the final 10 minutes. Porro just allows the ball to run out over the touchline. Be a throw-in for Spurs. Right on that halfway line. He's made up about 5 yards here, but the referee isn't calling him back. Quick link-up play between himself there and Bissouma. But Man U win the ball back. Garnacho needs support, tries to find Mainu. Kulusevski has won the ball back. Tries to go around Dalot. Ball goes out and it's throw-in for Tottenham Hotspur on the right wing. Definitely an air of tension here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Porro, not the best of deliveries from the right wing. It's just It's crazy how much momentum plays a part in this sport, isn't it? Tottenham was so comfortable. They had all the momentum. And then all it took was a Fraser Forster error with Man U simply just closing the goalkeeper down. And ever since then, all the momentum suddenly shifted and has been with Manchester United. And they're now within one goal of bringing this game onto level terms. Poor ball from Bissouma. Dalot dances down the left of centre, finds Garnacho in support. He's able to keep the ball away from Porro. Oh, but then it's a poor attempt to square ball. Porro is able to retrieve the ball. Now Son getting himself into a bit of a pickle. Diallo from long range. Oh, no, my word. It's kept away by Forster with his boot. It's a 25-yard shot and Fraser Forster kicks the ball away. He doesn't save it with his gloves. I need to see a replay of that. I'm not entirely sure what Forster was doing, but it was unorthodox, but he's kept the ball out. That could so easily have gone wrong. So easily have gone wrong. We need to see a reverse angle of that. Diallo on the right-hand side for Man U. It's a good firm shot from him. Probably around 25 yards out, and it was booted away by Fraser Forster. I don't know why he didn't use his hands. It was very strange. His confidence is clearly a bit shot at the moment. Man U still keeping up with their momentum here. It grows and grows. Dalot breaks into the penalty area from the left wing. They've got a chance here if they find enough space, but it's well kept out by Bissouma. And then Amad Diallo is so eager to get on the ball, but is so eager to go for a shot first time. He blazes the ball over the bar. Let's have a look at this replay then. I need to see it again here. Goodness me, that was risky from Fraser Forster. I think it does take a deflection, a very slight deflection, but you can tell from the Tottenham fans behind him, they're almost, their nerves afraid, to put it politely, as they're watching what Fraser Forster does next. That could so easily have gone wrong, and Forster could have scuffed the ball into his own net there. I doubt Postecoglou's blood pressure is very good at the moment here, and now Diallo has managed to get ahead of his marker here, but has ran out of space on the right of centre. Has he been able to win a corner? Did it come off a Spurs player last? Still trying to find out what the final decision is here. Just having a look at the replay. Did it come off Diallo last? Ooh, this, when you look at it from the reverse angle, I think Diallo has a point there. I think it might have come off Forster last. Now, Forster to take a goal kick, and he goes long. That's definitely the right call, because his confidence is, I think, is completely shot at the moment. They've got no choice. Otherwise, I think he is going to concede again, down to an error from his own doing. Martinez reads the 85th minute. Xerxes tries to latch onto the ball, but is not quite able to. The ball is thrown out by Forster. Now Bissouma goes down. Claims that he's been hit in the face, and he stays down. Bruno Fernandes simply laughs in response. Not the best of throwouts, it's to be said, from Forster either. Took a little while for Bissouma to actually get onto the ball. I've got to be honest, I think Yves Bissouma is making the most of this. He's just trying to stifle the momentum that Man U have carried here. A couple of players have gone over to Fraser Forster just to tap him on the shoulder, as if to say, just keep going, we're almost there, don't think about what's happened here. Oh dear, we're having a look at the replay of Amad Diallo's goal, and it's not good to watch from a Tottenham perspective, and particularly from Fraser Forster. Will Tottenham pay the price for that? They're almost there. 5 minutes to go, plus any stoppage time added on. But some big questions will be asked of Tottenham and of Ange Postecoglou if Tottenham somehow can't finish off the job here. Because the game would go into extra time if it is a draw after 90 minutes. Spurs have just won a free kick here, about 10 yards outside the edge of the penalty area. Forster will take, but no one around him whatsoever, so I'm certain Forster will go long. Again, he's getting a few ironic cheers from the away supporters. Forster goes long. Down the right wing, headed away by Martinez. Ball is picked up by Bissouma. Now Son, Bergvall. Again, Man U win the ball straight away though. Tottenham just struggling to maintain possession of the ball, but they've been able to steal the ball back off here. That's a good ball down the left from Jed Spence. That's a great challenge though on Son Heung-min. Great challenge there from Yoro. That's been his best moment of the match so far, certainly. He had to time that right, and he did. That must be the first time we've seen a Spurs player inside the Manchester United 18-yard area for about 25 minutes. They've got a corner, though. A goal here would surely kill the game off. Just a few words there between Son Heung-min and I think it was Garnacho there. Garnacho telling him to get on with it. Son walking to the corner quadrant very, very slowly. He'll now take though. It's an in-swinger from Son. Oh, it's gone in! Direct from the corner quadrant! And that is surely the end of the game in astonishing circumstances. The Manchester United goalkeeper is heavily appealing to the referee. I think he's claiming either that there was a handball or that he was pushed and shoved, and that's why he couldn't reach the ball. But Son has scored direct from a corner kick. Astonishing way to end this game, and that is surely the ending of this game. 4-2 now to Tottenham. Let's have a look here. Oh, dearie me. It's not great goalkeeping. This time it's from the Manchester United goalkeeper. I don't think he's got a leg to stand on there. He's appealing for nothing, in my eyes anyway. He completely misses with his attempted punch. Bergvall is the player closest to him. So what the Manchester United goalkeeper is saying is that Bergvall impeded him, that he got completely in the way of the goalkeeper, and Bayindir is absolutely adamant that he was fouled. And they're actually showing a replay on the big screen at the stadium, which has only incensed the Manchester United goalkeeper even more. We're still awaiting for this game to continue here. Let's have another look at the replay. Bayindir is saying that Bergvall impeded him, and that's why the goalkeeper completely missed with his efforts to punch the ball away. What a remarkable second half this has been. We're still waiting for the game to carry on here. We're now awaiting 2 further Tottenham substitutions as well. But I'm pretty certain there'll be no change here. The goal will stand, and the camera now cuts on surely the most relieved man in the stadium right now, Fraser Forster. He must be so relieved. We're about to enter the 90th minute, but there's going to be a lot of stoppage time. We're going to see another Tottenham substitute come on here. So Jed Spence is going to come off, and Sergio Reguilon, the Spanish defender, is about to come on. So the goal does stand, just to clarify. So it has been allowed, and I'm sure people of a Manchester United perspective will see that as a very controversial call. Spence is off then. Reguilon will come on for him for stoppage time, but surely the game is now over as a contest. And Brennan Johnson is also about to come on. It's going to be 6 minutes of stoppage time. We're already 30 seconds of the way through that. So Man U have got to somehow get 2 goals within the next 5.5 minutes. Garnacho has the ball on the left-hand side. Is that a corner? No, it isn't. So I'm sure Spurs will just take their time here. I think Ange Postecoglou cuts a very relieved figure as well. They were so... It's hard to kind of portray just how comfortable Spurs were in this game. At 3-0 up, they were absolutely sailing. And, we were talking about how many more goals they could get here. Just to clarify, Johnson has come on for Solanke. So, Brennan Johnson, the Welsh international, on for the England international, Dominic Solanke. Long ball in from Man U, pumped up, tries to find Joshua Zirkzee. He'll go for goal here, but it's a good block from the Spurs defence. I think it was Porro that came in with the block. I must say, Zirkzee's been good for Manchester United since coming on. He's been heavily criticised for his first few games for Manchester United, but I think he has improved. He has certainly shown his worth in his last 4 or 5 games or so. Delivery comes in from the left flank for Manchester United. Mazraoui, well off the target by about 10 yards. And Fraser Forster will take his time here with this goal kick. Just under 4 minutes to go then of stoppage time. Currently Spurs 4, Manchester United 2. And Spurs on the verge of reaching the semi-finals thanks to a goal from Son Heung-min, the South Korean international. Crazy goal, came direct from a corner, and the Manchester United goalkeeper absolutely adamant that he was fouled, which is why he missed with his efforts to punch the ball away. But Bayindi's appeals fell on deaf ears, and Spurs have that 2-goal cushion with only 3 minutes now to go of stoppage time. Bergvall takes the ball off Garnacho, but the referee has judged that he was impeded, so it's going to be a free kick. Manchester United look to take as quickly as possible here. Fernandes will look to ship the ball towards the edge of the penalty. Oh no, he won't. He'll go short down the left-hand side. Dalot now to Garnacho. Looks to cut inside this man. Back to Dalot. Now Fernandes, who's about 35 yards away from a left-of-centre position. Plays the ball inside the area here. Sarr will kick the ball away anywhere he can and spectacularly put the ball out for a corner. I don't think he quite meant to clear the ball in that direction, but corner kick for Man U from the right corner quadrant. Surely, if they are going to stay in this competition, they're going to have to score from here. Oh, and it's gone in! It's 4-3! This game is still not over! Manchester United grab a goal in the 4th minute of stoppage time. It's a glancing header from a corner from Johnny Evans, and it's now 4-3. Lovely corner there from the right wing. Johnny Evans with the goal, and it's now Spurs 4, Manchester United 3. I think it comes off Evans last. Trying to work out if it was Evans or Bissouma. I think it was Evans, so the Northern Irishman gives Manchester United a lifeline. There are 90 seconds to go. The ball is with Forster. He goes long. Definitely the correct choice from the veteran goalkeeper. Spurs now clear the ball anywhere, any direction they can. Pump it down the right flank. Remarkably, this game is still not over. Spurs 4, Manchester United 3. Just over a minute to go, but the referee may well add a further minute of stoppage time because of the goal that we've had already in this injury time period. This game's still not over. Mainu receives the ball on the left flank, on the halfway line. Tries to play the ball to Diallo. Ball comes off a Spurs player last. A very animated Amorim outside of his dugout area, barking out the instructions. He still believes. Around a minute to go then, but could there be more added on time after that? Yoro, we've got to play this up quick. Spurs are still not through yet to the semi-finals. Mazraoui plays the ball down the right-hand side. Can Fernandes reach the ball before... dropped the ball for Fraser Forster to collect. I mean, that's only going to add more time on. So we're now into the 97th minute, but I think we've probably got another 2 more minutes to go here, because there's been quite a few stoppages. Kick about 30 yards away from his own goal line. It's only going to add more time on. We may even reach up to 100 minutes here. Oh, and that's it. The full-time whistle has gone. And the Man U players, some of them circling the referee, they're really angry that more time has not been added on. I've got to be honest, I think they've got a point there. And have definitely thought 1 more minute was needed with the amount of stoppages we had in that injury time period, but the referee has blown the full-time whistle, and that was an extraordinary cup game in this Carabao Cup quarter-final. And the most relieved man on the pitch right now walks off. Fraser Forster, his 2 big errors allowed Manchester United back into the game. And by India, has got to be careful here that Manchester United goalkeeper is on a booking for dissent towards the referee. And he keeps talking and complaining to the referee. And it's not going to change his mind now. And rightly so. A few Manchester United players and officials just getting him away from the referee, because he can still be shown a second yellow card. So he could still technically be sent off. So what a remarkable second half. So Tottenham Hotspur are through eventually to the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. They were 1-0 up at half-time. They went 3-0 up inside an hour played. And remarkably, the full-time score was Spurs 4, Manchester United 3. So they survive a late Man U onslaught. Tottenham are through, and they join Arsenal, Liverpool and Newcastle United in the final 4.